Appearance on Dion's Daily Dose does not imply endorsement from or by any candidate or guest. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by Dion Bergeron or Dion's Daily Dose are his own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of any guest. Material and information presented is for general information purposes only. The Dion's Daily Dose name in all forms and abbreviations are the property of its owners, and its use does not imply endorsement of or opposition to any specific organization, product, or service. If you'd like to support the show, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Dion's Daily Dose.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. For those of you who are new, this is Face to Face with Dion and Shawn. I am Dion.
And I am Shawn.
And we're going today to talk about what the Lieutenant Governor of Indiana actually does. There's been a lot of hoopla lately. A lot of, especially far lefties, are losing their entire minds about Micah Beckwith becoming the nominee for the Republican Party for Lieutenant Governor. So why are they going crazy? Well,
because he's a Christian.
Because I mean, even the articles say self-professed Christian nationalist Pastor Micah Beckwith. All truncated together. What's really interesting is I haven't seen them this upset about someone potentially being an elected official since Donald J. Trump. I mean, personally, that makes me like Micah a little more, to be honest, because I mean, are we going to have, what would it be, MDS, Micah derangement syndrome?
We might.
Beckwith derangement syndrome? We might.
We definitely have Trump deranged syndrome.
Oh, my God. And it's everywhere. It is everywhere. Now, like we just talked about that the other day, you can't turn on the TV without seeing something about Donald Trump and the court cases and what's happening and this and that. So when we talked about the convention, I had mentioned Micah Beckwith's video that played during the convention. And I talked about how good it was. I've been able to track it down. Luckily, his campaign team posted it to the public page, Micah Beckwith for Indiana. So I'm gonna play you guys this video, and I think you'll see why many delegates were so excited about the opportunity to vote for this guy.
And I have not seen this video yet.
Okay, so we'll get a fresh react from Shawn. I've only watched it 18 or so times. I'm just kidding. No, I saw it at the convention, and then I watched it again before here. So I've seen it twice, but it is a phenomenal video, and I want you guys to have a chance to see it and tell me what you think. Let me know in the comments. Here we go.
Indiana's future is too great for small dreams. We can stop the radicalization of our children. We can stop overtaxation. We can stop the undermining of our constitutional rights. We can make Indiana a leader in the nation for conservative values. As your next Lieutenant Governor, I have the energy, determination, and the courage to put Indiana on the right track. With my background in business and agriculture, I will be ready on day one to lead our agriculture industry, grow our economy, and start the work of lowering our tax burden. As a proven leader, you can count on me to be your voice for protecting our constitutional rights and preserving our way of life. This is the time. This is the day. This is the hour to say we want to protect our future for generations to come. I would be honored to have your vote.
That was an excellent video.
Yeah, that's a very, very powerful video. And I know the wife and I, we're watching it, and I had a hard time seeing it because of the placement of those stupid signs for the county, but I was able to see it well enough to say, if I was undecided, this would make me a believer. This would be yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and part of the controversy for him comes in because he fought against a library having inappropriate books, basically mixed in with young people books. Obviously, the left, the radicals, were very unhappy about that because they want inappropriate material in front of our children,
and that's sick.
It's disgusting. He didn't say ban them. He didn't say remove them. He just wanted to move to a different area.
Age appropriate.
Precisely, age appropriate. One of the most telling things that I've seen is when these parents get up at school board meetings and they read these books, and the school board tells them these are not appropriate to read in a public setting. Then why the hell are you letting our kids read them?
Exactly.
Very simple.
Yeah.
I mean, and they have gone after individual after individual that has stood up to basically protest these books being handed out to little kids. I've read some salacious ass stuff before, but I did so at an age that was appropriate for that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, and people make the argument, well, with the internet, kids can see whatever. Okay, perhaps that's true, but not if you're doing your job as a parent and keeping access to these things limited.
Yep.
I mean, unfortunately, the internet is what it is, which is a whole other story. But what does these people are losing their minds? So why are they so good? We talked about that. How much power does the lieutenant governor actually have? What do they do here in the state of Indiana?
And I didn't know that they had so many responsibilities and duties.
There is a lot.
There is.
Yeah, we were. What's really interesting is the people that were for Julie McGuire kept telling people, well, the lieutenant governor isn't that powerful anyway. Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Right? Turns out lieutenant governor is actually, in Indiana at least, is one of the most powerful lieutenant governors in the entire union.
And the governor's one of the weakest.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Is very interesting, isn't it? Let me show you guys what I was able to dig up. So this is from the National Lieutenant Governors Association, and it's a breakdown of the Indiana Office of Lieutenant Governor statutory duties. It says here, summary. The Indiana Lieutenant Governor has 26 statutory duties. That's a lot. These duties include serving as Secretary of Agriculture and Rural Development. The Lieutenant Governor oversees the offices of Tourism, Defense Development, and Small Business and Entrepreneurship. She chairs the councils leading tourism, counterterrorism and security, and Main Street. The Lieutenant Governor also has duties including industrial development, senior citizens, housing, energy, and more. The state constitution says the Lieutenant Governor shall preside over the Senate. Now, before I go on and read through all of these, one of the interesting things that Micah Beckwith has said is he plans on being very involved with the Senate. I'm going to read through these duties, and then I'm going to read you an article because I find it fascinating. It says here, citations. Statutory duties of Lieutenant Governor as prescribed in Indiana Code. I see. Serve as Secretary of Agriculture, overseeing the State Department of Agriculture. Now, he's a farmer, so makes sense. Serve as Secretary of Rural Development, overseeing the Office of Community and Rural Affairs. Oversee the Office of Tourism Development, including designating and supervising the director. Oversee the Office of Defense Development, including designating and supervising the director. Now, that's interesting because the Office of Defense Development for here in the state of Indiana, what do you think they do?
Maybe something to do with the National Guard?
It almost has to be, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's the only thing that I can think of.
Yeah, I think that's something maybe we can dig into at another time. But let's get through this. 5, oversee the Office of Small Business and Entrepreneurship, including designating and supervising the director. Serve as a member of the Housing and Community Development Authority. Serve as a member of the Military Base Planning Council. Serve as chairman of the Tourism Council. Serve as chairman of the Counterterrorism and Security Council. Serves as chairman of the Main Street Council by virtue of being Secretary of Agriculture and Rural Development. 11, serve as a member of the Advisory Commission on Intergovernmental Relations. 12, serve as a member of the Commission on Hispanic and Latino Affairs. 13, appoints a member to the Commission on Industrial Development. 14, serve as vice chairman of the Indiana Career Council. Compile and maintain membership lists for the coalition to support Indiana seniors. To distribute flown state flags not claimed. 17, administer the Community Services Block Grant. 18, administer the Housing Assistance Act. 19, administer Home Energy Assistance and LIH EAP programs. Not entirely sure what those acronyms stand for, but maybe we can dig into it a little while later. 20, administer weatherization programs. There are, that I'm a little familiar with. There are programs out there usually designed for seniors that provide a certain amount of money for seniors that can weatherize their homes.
Okay.
Like new windows and stuff like that. It's actually pretty cool, all things considered. And, you know, for those of you that are like, stop it with their handouts, until we stop sending hundreds of billions of dollars overseas, miss me with that nonsense. 21, administer migrant and farm worker programs. That is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Migrant and farm worker programs. Now, we've heard the term migrant a lot lately, haven't we?
Yeah, with all the people who are coming across the border.
Yeah, I call them illegal aliens, but the left and the propaganda arm of the Democrat Party, also known as the mainstream media, calls them migrants. Number 22, administer the Shelter Plus Care Program. 23, administer the Emergency Shelter Grant Programs. Gee, those sound remarkably like they might be utilized for migrants, don't they? 24, authorize local economic development grants for housing rehabilitation. 25, call to order any state convention concerning United States Constitutional Convention.
We talked about that a couple days ago.
We did indeed. So it looks like he would be the one to call to order a, for example, convention of states or something like
for
that.
Indiana.
Yeah, for Indiana, he would be the one to call.
He would
to
probably
order.
be the one to talk to if you wanted to be part of that too.
I imagine he would. 26, appoint a member to the Lake County Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Yeah, interesting.
The Indiana Constitution states that the lieutenant governor, 1, shall become governor if the governor resigns or dies in office and act as governor in the event of incapacitation of the governor. Obviously.
Yeah.
2, preside over the Indiana Senate. 3, cast the tie-breaking vote in the event of an equally divided, Indiana Senate vote. Now,
those were the things that I thought the lieutenant governor
those 3
did.
were the only thing a lot of people know about. Oh, yeah, president of the Senate, and they cast the tie-breaking vote. president of the Senate hasn't really been utilized much by previous lieutenant governors. It's always been very ceremonial in the past several decades. But Micah has said he fully intends on being a very active member and basically utilizing the role as president of the Senate.
And the establishment probably doesn't like
They
that.
do not like that
No.
at all. As a matter of fact, remember, ladies and gentlemen, that the person that was put up to run for lieutenant governor by Braun himself was the one that the establishment spent $600,000 to get into her state house seat.
Didn't she beat it incumbent? What was that guy?
Yes, John Jacob.
That's it.
Yeah, John Jacob, the individual that was actually quoted as the most conservative legislator in the state. Makes you think. Let me show you this interesting article that I pulled up when I was looking for all the duties of the lieutenant governor. So it says here, what are the powers and duties of Indiana's lieutenant governor? This is from WFYI Indianapolis, PBS, NPR. So you know where this is coming from. Republicans' nomination of, here comes, self-described Christian nationalist Micah Beckwith for lieutenant governor is shining a brighter spotlight on that office. And I do agree. People are like, what's the lieutenant governor do now? Because for one way or the other, they give a damn, which is good. Indiana's lieutenant governor has more statutory duties than almost any other such office holder in the country. They run the Department of Agriculture, Office of Community and Rural Affairs. They oversee tourism, defense development, blah, blah, blah. We talked about all of that. We laid it out. Longtime political analyst Ed Feigenbaum said the greatest power the office can wield under someone like Beckwith is its bully pulpit. Quote, being able to rally his supporters to go back and push individual senators back home and to push statewide for some kind of changes, Feigenbaum said. What do you think that means?
What does that mean? The establishment won't be able to hide things.
There you go. People in general tend to pay attention when it's something they care about, right? So you'll see, for example, somebody will mention, look, they're trying to do this in the House or in the Senate, right? Call your senators, call blah, blah, blah. If we have a lieutenant governor, president of the Senate, who is a confirmed conservative and not some rhino POS, they are going to call attention to the kinds of things these senators are trying to pass. And to say that he has a sizable pulpit is a vast understatement. He has a podcast. There are many, many, many people who attend his church and they network. And the establishment is terrified because they've been able to get away with all kinds of garbage for a long, long time. Moving on, the article, it's very short. I'm almost done. It says, under the Indiana Constitution, Lieutenant Governor serves as president of the Senate who presides over the chamber during session. Feigenbaum said Beckwith could try to push that power as far as possible. Quote, he's made it very clear that as president of the Senate, he would be out there and lobbying for his policy priorities and not just merely serve as kind of a neutral arbiter, Feigenbaum said. The state constitution said the lieutenant governor can join in debates and must cast tie-breaking votes in the Senate. So, when they say use his bully pulpit, what they're saying is he can let the people know, hey, they're trying to pass this. This is not going to be good for our rights. And the people are going to they're going to hold these senators to task and be like, yeah, no, you're going to vote no on that. Yeah, no, you're going to vote no on that.
Uh-huh.
Between that and the attempted changes to the Republican Party platform and the way that it's run, we could potentially end up with a Republican Party that actually represents the people.
Who knew that could happen?
Right. I mean, we're still a long way off from
Yeah.
that. Don't get me wrong. Some of these garbage politicians, yeah. But I am seeing a break of light through the clouds that is shining down, and it's telling me that we are getting there. We're getting there. It's a process. Fingers crossed. And yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But I'll say this: there are many people who have expressed now that they had no intention of voting for Mike Braun, and now they are. I have seen a far smaller number of crybabies that are like, oh my God, no, we can't vote for him. He's gonna outlaw abortion and he's gonna do all kinds of stuff.
And the lieutenant governor doesn't even have that power.
Right. He can join in the debates, but he can't put forward bills as far as I know.
And he only votes if there's a tie.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the vice president.
Right. But what he can do is he can use his position to inform we the people, and he can use his position to make sure that many of these people are finally held accountable. So it's going to be interesting. But the same crybaby, this is the part that people need to understand. These same crybabies that are talking about, oh my God, we can't have a pastor as a lieutenant governor, they weren't going to vote for Braun anyway.
True.
They were going to vote for the steaming pile of garbage that is Jennifer McCormick, the person who brought DEI and all that garbage to our schools. So yeah, have fun with that one. It was so bad she couldn't even find someone to run with her.
Uh-huh.
I guess recently she found some psychopath that's like, oh yeah, I'll do it. I can't remember the name of the guy.
I have no idea.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, give me a break. Give me a break. Democrats have no power in the state of Indiana, and it's not going to change anytime soon.
I don't think they've won a statewide race in 20 years.
Yeah, it's been quite a while.
It has.
It's been quite a while, and let's face it, they're irrelevant. So all these people crying about Beckwith, they're not going to change the vote. So rest easy, ladies and gentlemen. I think personally, having Beckwith as the lieutenant governor position is going to greatly help Braun, because there are many. As a matter of fact, did you hear that Rittenhour and she was running for lieutenant governor basically on an independent ticket with someone else, and they suspended their campaign in order to support Beckwith.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of the individual she was running as. She couldn't run as governor because it's called the sore loser law, right?
Yep.
But she could run for lieutenant governor. So Jamie Rittenhour, we had her on the show. I was actually quite impressed with her, but I didn't agree with 100%. But it's very hard to find someone you agree with 100%. It'd be weird if that's the case.
You don't even agree with your wife 100% of the time.
Right. No, publicly I do.
Oh, okay.
Yes, dear.
Sorry.
Yes, dear.
I don't want to get you in trouble.
No, of course. We have disagreements all the time, right? But this is going to be, and I find it interesting too that the first thing Braun put out to all the papers and everything, I'm in charge.
Uh-huh.
Well, no, duh. I mean,
yeah, you're the governor.
You're the governor. But
nominee.
Nominee, of course. But I believe that since that happened, Micah and Braun have had some really powerful and meaningful discussions, and Braun realizes that the support is a lot more important and probably is going to save his bacon in the general versus having a puppet. Like I don't know Julie personally, but I saw nothing at the convention to convince me to vote for her. It's just that simple. So we won, man. We won. That's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you guys again very, very, very soon. Don't blink. No, we'll see you later. Good night. Oh, almost forgot. God bless you. God bless Indiana. And God bless the United States of America. Have a great evening.
If you'd like to support the show, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Dion's Daily Dose. This has been Dion's Daily Dose, hosted by Dion Bergeron. Executive producers, Shawn Holmgren and Michael Beebe. Copyright 2024. Dion's